Dr. Paul here, and I've got an idea that I'm sharing and borrowing from a phenomenal book, Spiritual Partnership by Gary Zukav. And forgive me if I butchered the last name, but this concept is in chapter 6, and it's basically, I'm going to call it the game of life. I think that's the term he used. If you're a school-age child, older child, teenager, adult, and you struggle with, let's say you struggle with how you interact with other people. Perhaps you tend to anger more often than you would like. Perhaps you feel insecure. Perhaps you're a victim more often than you wish you were. You know, relationships are difficult. I think for those of us who are just old enough to understand that in our interactions with others, sometimes it's challenging, his concept that he shares is brilliant. We're going to call it the game of life, and here's how it goes. So we are all playing this game called life, and we each are the coach of our team. So I'm coaching my team, you're coaching your team, okay? And let's just say you and I are having an interaction, and you could imagine you're having this interaction with a child, a spouse, a friend, it doesn't matter who. They're also the coach of their game. Now the rule is we only get to play one player at a time. So right now we'll just say I'm playing the doctor-teacher role. And let's say you're still listening and you're playing the student-learning role. And in this particular instance, imagine I say something that you find offensive. And you're actually unknowingly angry. And you hit me back with, what's interesting there is you may have just switched your player from interested student to angry person. And if I'm not careful, here I was just going along, doctor, teacher, right? And you hit my hot button and I might just start playing angry. And the point of this is, look, we can only play one person at a time. If I play angry, what am I going to get in my world? So the idea is start focusing. You're the coach of your team. Start focusing on what you get when you play each player. So if I'm playing anger, what do I get? What do I get back? And I'll tell you just from experience, I usually get anger back. Or if I'm playing the hurt, vulnerable victim, what do I get back versus if I'm playing happiness? I'm just going to be happy in the situation. I'm going to stay in the moment, regardless of what happens. You know, I'll tell you a personal example where this game of life analogy really hit home to me. And that was, some of you who've been my viewers know that I'm a pediatrician, but I'm also an integrative medicine doctor, board certified in integrative medicine. And in that world of integrative medicine, and in my journey to try to figure out how can we help kids who are maybe not being helped by standard medicine as we know it. You know, you go to the regular doctor and they give you a prescription. And I've stumbled on some things like food sensitivities can be hugely helpful, just immensely helpful for people with asthma, people with neurological problems, mood disorders, you name it, gut issues, allergies. Well, just recently I had a dad who basically just said, that's a bunch of bull. You know, I mean, it's been proven that's garbage, it's not science. And it was a hot button for me, and I went from teacher, doctor to I don't know what, but I mean, I was knocked off of the playing field, so to speak. I was no longer in charge of who I was playing, and so I love this analogy. So now my hope is that next time I'm challenged in such a way, I can reflect and go, okay, I was about to change my player, right? Notice who you're playing, because if you're not paying attention to who you're playing, then other players are just going to knock your player off, and we only get to play one player at a time. You and I can actually be in charge of our emotions, our mood, what we're displaying and portraying towards others. Very empowering. So I thought I'd share that. This is a book. If you're a teenager or adult, this is a book you may want to get. It's way more powerful than just this one concept, but I thought it was worth sharing, and thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Paul.